Hey everyone, it's me again, Brittany, and I'm here today with a pretty exciting video. I mean, you probably already know from the title because it's in the freaking title. I'm getting a tattoo. Well, I already got a tattoo at this point, but I still need to do my intro and you're gonna see all the footage in that order. It's done! Package acquired. Boiling, bottling, cream, cane sugar soda acquired. Technically my first bookish tattoo. I say technically very loosely. We'll talk more on that a little later because I'm also going to be doing a very brief tattoo kind of tour at the end of this video, so stay tuned for that. I get questions all the time on how many tattoos I have, if I could show my tattoos, if I can do a little tattoo video, and maybe one day I'll do an actual in-depth one, but for today I'll just give you a little brief thing at the end. This vlog is going to be hopefully pretty short just because there isn't a lot of footage, and originally I was going to include this with the entire week vlog that I'm doing this week because I was planning to do a weekly vlog for my birthday, a reading vlog, hopefully. Maybe I'll do some reading, but I ended up deciding to just make it its own video. I'm so freaking excited about this. From the moment I read the line in the book, you could rattle the stars, you could do anything if only you dared, and deep down you know it too, that's what scares you the most. From the moment I read it in Throne of Glass when I was 17 years old, I loved it. I wrote it in every journal, every notebook, every note that I was supposed to be taking in class. I would just draw it out. I finally realized that I did want it tattooed. I only wanted a little piece of it. I wanted Rattle the Stars and I wanted it on my arm. But I was waiting it out because I still was really buying into the stigma of if you have tattoos, invisible tattoos, jobs aren't gonna hire you and you're not gonna have a big kid job. And luckily for me, any job at this point that I would want, any big kid job that I would want, is not very concerned with visible tattoos, as long as they're not profane, I suppose. Right before quarantine started was when I was like, oh my god, I want to get a tattoo. I started doing a lot of research on the tattoo artist because I do have a few other quote tattoos. One of them has gotten pretty blown out, so the ink has blurred. Still legible, but not flawless at all. So I knew I was gonna have to look for a really good line artist, and I found the perfect guy. So I started the emailing process a couple of months ago, maybe a month ago. So we made the appointment and it was for today. At first I didn't know that it wasn't going to be any guests allowed. Makes total sense. They were really strict and good about their social distancing guidelines. I will say I've really tried to stay just at home during the pandemic. I don't leave my house, guys. You know, if you watch my vlogs, I really don't leave. But if you are gonna go out to a restaurant, if you are gonna go out and get a tattoo, those people probably want to be home too. So try and make it worth their while. Tip as much as you can. Literally, tip as well as you can. I'm not saying go absolutely bonkers, but give a little back. It was a great experience though. The tattoo artist himself was amazing. This was probably one of my best experiences getting a tattoo. When he was putting the stencil on, he's like, don't even worry if you don't like where I place it. We can redo it as many times as you want. Like, don't even stress, like it's fine. And then he even told me, he was like, go out to the mirror, twist your arm around, make sure that it's really okay, like make sure that that's how it's gonna be. And at first I didn't think that we were gonna actually be able to fit the entire line, rattled stars, just across my forearm because I have very small forearms. And he was like, no, we can totally make it one line. And it just, I love it so much, guys. This is after I've cleaned it already. I left the saran wrap on for like a little too long. I didn't see that the instruction sheet told you to take it off in 2 hours, so I left it on for like 5. I'm in love. I spent so long finding the font that I would want to use for this. I scoured Pinterest, basically just looking up like script tattoos, cursive tattoos, font tattoos, like things like that, and just saving them to my board. And then I kind of compiled all of them. I did actually find one like font that I really liked, but I wasn't gonna pay for it, so I just did my best and like went into Procreate and copied it. And so it's really cool because I kind of technically wrote this myself, technically, but it's a copy of a font. It just looks so clean and good. The lines are beautiful. It's obviously still a little red just because, I mean, my skin is super reactive anyways. If it's being jabbed with a needle, it's gonna be red. It didn't hurt at all. This was probably my least painful tattoo, but it's just so cool and so perfect, and I feel really cool with it. Like, it just looks really good from the side. I'm really happy with it. This is just everything to me. I know not everyone's a Sarah J. Maas fan. I am. I have always felt such a strong bond to her books. I've felt so seen whenever I read her books. It's everything I need to hear in the moment normally. Like the character arcs, the journeys, I relate to them a lot, and I always wanted something from those books. And that line came to me at the perfect time. Like I said, I was 17, I was a senior in high school, and I had constantly been told my entire life that I wasn't living up to my potential. And that sounds really harsh, but it's kind of true. I have always been a fairly lazy person, a distracted person. It was getting to me more than usual, I remember in senior year. I used to not really care that I didn't care enough to do my best in school, and I remember that at that point I was getting really upset with myself and just feeling like I wasn't living up to my potential. I didn't want to apply to any out-of-state universities. That was also partially like a money thing. I didn't want too much money to be spent on college. I was regretting not having tried my best in my classes. I'm fairly lucky in the fact that I'm a good test taker and that when push comes to shove, I can get anything done. So I didn't do bad in school, but I didn't do my best either, and at that point it was getting to me. So when I read that line in Throne of Glass, I think that was like the moment that like my soul like latched on to that series. That line specifically was just so meaningful to me. It just felt like the right way for me to hear that information. It didn't feel like my mom telling me like, you could do so much better if you only applied yourself, like things like that, teachers telling me. So reading a line where like I finally understood it and it made me want to be better instead of just regretting that I wasn't, that's always gonna stick out to me. And it's always something that's going to come back in my mind when I know that I'm having a hard time getting something done, when I feel like a task is impossible, when I feel like something's too big for me. That's always been when it pops back up. And so to have it tattooed on me forever, it's the best reminder I could have. I'm happy that I bit the bullet. I'm happy that I got it, and I'm happy I get to share it with you guys. It's my first bookish tattoo, kind of. So I didn't really expect to tell you guys that story going into this video, but it does make sense. I mean, I don't feel like I need to justify myself or justify my choices to anyone, but maybe this will help you guys think, because I know a lot of people are just so quick to hate, so quick to assume, and it's not always like that. There's normally a deeper meaning. I don't love Sarah J. Maas books because the guys are really hot and the girls are all such badasses, and I see myself in those characters because I'm a badass. Those are all bonuses. Hands down, I like those tropes. But what makes it a favorite for me isn't that. What makes it a favorite is when like I can apply some of the like life lessons in a book and put it into my life and move forward from it. And some people don't get that from her books. That's totally fine, but I'm sure there's a book that you have gotten that from that I probably wouldn't get it from, you know? I'm really happy with this tattoo. It's better than what I would have assumed at first. I love the placement. I love everything. I would 100% go back to to this tattoo artist. If you do live in Vegas, I highly recommend him. He was Mike, or Mikey, they called him Mikey, but on his Instagram it's just Mike, Andrade, and he works at 7 Tattoo Studio, so highly recommend him. So now for the part that a lot of you have probably been waiting for, let's get into my tattoos. So we're gonna go in the order of which I got them. I got most of my tattoos within a year of each other, so I just went a little tattoo crazy. Luckily, I don't really regret any of my tattoos. It's been like 4 years since I got a tattoo. The first tattoo that I got was on June 13th, 2014, and I remember that because that is the date. It's in Roman numerals, it's on my back, and that was actually the date that I graduated from high school, and I was still 17, and my mom was like, okay. And it was Friday the 13th, so they were doing Friday the 13th tattoos. By the way, guys, I feel like it's important to note, I love Friday the 13th. I've always felt very connected to Friday the 13th. I mean, it's only fitting that my boyfriend was born on Friday the 13th, so, and I thought it was really cool that I graduated on that date from high school, so I got that. And then a week later, I went back and I added on to the top a phrase in Latin. So if any of you guys have taken Latin and this isn't correct, I stand corrected. But when I was in high school, I was pretty obsessed with the story of the devil and God casting down his favorite angel from heaven, and that's who the devil is, which is crazy. You would think that going to Catholic school for 10 years would have taught me that, but no, they leave that out. But when I found that out, like, my heart felt very seen. Like I said, I've always been that person that didn't live up to their potential. So reading that, I was like, I get you. What I came up with was even angels fall. So like, no matter how perfect you can be, no matter what, everyone can fall, hit that breaking point, not be perfect, disappoint someone. And I happened to find that exact phrase on like a Latin forum where like professors talked to each other and discussed what was like appropriate for verbiage. They unanimously agreed on the phrasing for mine, which is etiam angeli cadent. I don't know how to pronounce it, but we're just sounding it out phonetically. So that went right on top of the other one. So those I consider like one tattoo, honestly. When I turned 18, there was another Friday the 13th, and I was like, I'm gonna get a real Friday the 13th tattoo this time. And I got a lotus flower. This is actually my only tattoo that has color in it. I don't like color tattoos. That's not my thing. Yeah, I don't know. I thought a lotus flower would be cool. That is actually the one that I don't care for. It's not necessarily that I regret it. If it wasn't there, I wouldn't care either. Then the next one that I got was my wolf tattoo. The story behind this one is I'd been pretty obsessed with the Cherokee legend where there's 2 wolves fighting in all of us. One is good and one is evil, and the one that wins is the one you feed. As you can tell, there's kind of a theme with a lot of tattoos that actually have a meaning for me. It's like, even if you're a sucky person, my tattoos are trying to tell you you don't suck all the time. Maybe. Or you do suck, but it's okay. I wanted something that embodied that. Loved dogs. I did like a spiritual journey thing. Discovered my spirit animal was a wolf. So when I read that legend, I was like, oh my god, this is perfect. This is like, this fits all of my things. My checkbox is like, you're not that shitty of a person. Even if you are a shitty person, it's just your fault, so own it. And dogs. Got it done by King Rook. We didn't finish it. This is actually an unfinished tattoo, and I'm honestly too embarrassed at this point to go back because it's been like 5 years. He came up with the most beautiful idea for it. It's just one wolf head, and if you look closely, there's 2 wolves fighting inside of the head. It's so freaking amazing. I know it would look even better if it was actually finished, but in the process, it was supposed to be one day. 3 hours in, there's a lot of nerves, I guess, in a leg, but my leg was twitching like crazy, like jerking, and we just couldn't continue. Like, there was no physical way for me to stop it, and you didn't want the lines to be messed up. So we had agreed to like reschedule it for later, but it was right when I was becoming a lifeguard, and you can't be out in the sun with a new tattoo. So lo and behold, it's been 5 years and I still haven't gotten it done. The next tattoo that I got was a crescent moon behind my ear. This one I actually went and got with my big in my sorority on Friday the 13th. She got 4-leaf clover because she's Irish, I'm pretty sure. And I got the moon because I've always, you know, I'm a nighttime person. It was actually kind of cute because when I first got Luna, that was like one of my things behind it. I was like, I already have a tattoo that says her name. And then the next tattoo was the one going down my ribs, which connects with the lotus flower. It's funny because I hadn't read Alice in Wonderland, and I'm pretty sure this isn't a line in Alice in Wonderland. It's just in the Disney movie. It might be in Alice Through the Looking Glass. I still haven't read that. But either way, it was a line from the movie that I was in love with. And it's when the flowers are all looking at Alice, and then one of them says, do you suppose she's a wildflower?
Oh, I don't come from any garden. Do you suppose she's a wildflower? Oh, no.
And I don't know why that always just made me so happy, because like, you know, it's just, you're a little wildflower. You're just out there having a good time. You're not constrained by the rules. You can tell, guys, like, you can really see my mental state throughout life, I guess. And that was my last one until now, until I have my arm tattoo, which is the most visible. I mean, most of my tattoos do have a meaning behind them, even if it's layered on and layered on. And I'm not talking about all of them today. That would just take way too long. But I really am a strong believer that tattoos really don't need a meaning. Like, if you think it's cool, if you don't mind that being tattooed on your body, get it. I think the idea that you're gonna regret something when you're older is fairly accurate. Like, yeah, I regret the lotus flower tattoo, I guess, but I don't really regret it because of the experience and the things that I can remember because of it. I have a hard time with memories, so attaching things to them helps a lot. Those are all my tattoos, and this is my tattoo vlog. I hope this was fun for you guys, and that's gonna be it for this video today, guys. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope you have fun on my birthday week. I am going to be trying to get up my Crescent City vlog this week just because it's my birthday week. I feel like I should get up things that are supposed to be my favorites. There are white bookshelves behind me. I can't finish them until IKEA gets the bookshelf in stock that I need for right here. So I hope you enjoy this background. For anyone asking about my Amazon wishlist, because I have been getting a few comments about that, I will be linking it down below in this video. Please don't feel pressured to buy me anything at all. Literally, your comments are enough. Like, just knowing that you guys are here and support me and are loving is just more than enough. I don't need anything, you know. So that's gonna be it for this video today, guys. I hope you're all staying super safe, and don't forget to rattle the stars. That's not gonna be the ending to all my videos. That would be way too cheesy. So bye-bye. It's my birthday present to me.
Isn't it great? It's my birthday gift to me. I'm so happy.
All my Cusco fans out there. If you didn't catch that reference, you need to go watch Emperor's New Groove, because that is a quality movie. Luna, please? I'm almost done. I'm almost done.
What beautiful